Hey guys, welcome to my channel, YouTube Success Strategies, where I help you start, build, and grow a YouTube channel. And in this episode, I want to encourage you to ignore the views. That's probably the number one thing people get hung up on. They start a channel, they post a video, and they have like 1 view, and then a week later they have 7 views, and then a month later they'll have 10 views. And let me tell you, you definitely want to ignore those views on your videos. And a lot of times what you do is you'll actually start a channel and you'll start posting videos day after day, and you'll feel like your channel is not going anywhere because you're really not getting the views, you're not driving the traffic. But you really have to think about the long-term projection of what is really going on YouTube. And what you're doing is you're actually planting seeds. And some of those seeds, they won't sprout right away. Some of them will never sprout, let me tell you. And what you really want to do is just keep planting seeds. Focus on planting, basically putting out new videos day after day after day. Don't worry about, if they grow, how fast they grow, because even a year later, a lot of those videos can really take off unexpectedly. And actually, what I want to do now is I want to actually show you some of my analytics for my Animal Adventures YouTube channel. And it's really interesting to see how a lot of videos, I've actually put out videos where they'll have 0 views, and then months later they'll have like 10 views, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, they'll just start taking off. And now some of those videos are actually my best videos, making some good money, getting some really good views. And I think what really happens is you put out a bunch of videos, and what really happens is nobody can really find them until your channel grows and becomes bigger. And then once you start driving the traffic to your channel, then people start digging back into some of your older videos, and that's how you really have some of your older videos take off. And then they like them and share them, maybe post them on Facebook, or maybe YouTube will, if they do really well, YouTube will actually start promoting them as suggested videos, and then they take off pretty much overnight. And it's they can sit there for a long time just sitting there with very minimal views, and all of a sudden they'll take off. And I want to show you one of my top videos. It's how to make money with beef cattle. And I want to actually show you some of the stats of my channel, how much I'm making in the last 28 days, and you'll be surprised at how much I'm actually making over there. It's pretty good money right now for only doing it for about 10 months doing daily videos. And I'll show you that video, one of my best videos. It seems like week after week now, that video is one of my best videos, and it started out with minimal views. It didn't really make any money until just recently. And I'm going to show you that coming up. Alright, so here is the dashboard on my YouTube channel, Animal Adventures. And actually, if you go over here, it says Try Studio Beta. It'll actually bring you into more of a real-time where you can look at a lot of analytics and everything. And if I go actually into the analytics on my entire channel, this reveals all. In the last 28 days, I've made $822.22. I actually peaked out right here, where if you click on revenue, this is my best day. I kind of had a tent event right here. I made $70.62 in one day, which is pretty incredible. And you can actually go down to my top videos. My number 1 top video, they banned the spider ball python. Number 2, ball python genetic defects. Number 3, how to make money with beef cattle. As a matter of fact, early on in my early days, I was actually doing all different kinds of videos with my cows and my dogs and my spiders, and I really got focused on snakes. But this one actually is performing really well. It's kind of left over from when I was doing a lot of cow stuff, how to make money with beef cattle. And as a matter of fact, you look over here, in the last 48 hours, it is number 2 with 1,238 views in 40 hours, which is pretty crazy. And actually I had 43,000 minutes of watch time in the last 28 days. And if we actually click on that, we can go deeper into the analytics with just this one video. And here you can actually see the views. So I started out with the first day I had 86 views, and after after about a week I had 116 and now I usually get 300 views overnight. And so this was pretty slow starting out, and then after let's see, after a month, it sat there for a month, 29, 30 days, I had about 330 some views after a month, 356. So that was sitting there for a whole month, not really doing anything. And actually, if you click on my estimated revenue, after a month, I only made $1.45, which isn't too bad. Actually, I've had some sit there for a long time making zero, and then all of a sudden they kick in. And then for whatever reason right here, it started kicking in. And you can see I'm making $20, $30, $50, $60, $70, $80, $90. I made $140. I'm still making money day after day after day. As a matter of fact, if you look back, this is actually since published, so you can actually change this to the last 7 days. Now look at this. This is just a couple days ago. I made $4.93 in 1 day on how to make money with beef cattle. How crazy is that? So this video is just kind of really weird how it's just taken off. It's pretty amazing. It's interesting to go into the statistics in a lot of these videos. And actually, if you look at, let's look at my number one. They banned the spider ball python. That's kind of interesting. This was like, this was kind of an unusual thing. I made $219, and it's only been out, hasn't even been out a month, maybe about a month, which is, and it really took off at the beginning. This is kind of unusual, and you know, within 8 days, I made $171 on this video. That's just crazy. But I'd say that's kind of unusual. Most of them, they kind of sit there and lag. There's another one I can actually search. Take a look at this one. Let's see if we can type in Jersey cow streaming milk. This one's really interesting. Let's go into the analytics. So this is, since published, I made 34 cents. The funny thing about this is it wasn't monetized for a long time. And even after I got approved for monetization, they didn't monetize this video, and I actually had to submit it for manual approval. But the interesting thing is, if we look at the views, this one is really interesting too. So let's see. I actually had some spikes in here. So if you look down here, I started with 0 views on the Jersey cow streaming milk. And then after a month, let's see, after a month, I had 89 views. And then after 2 months, I had 116 views. After 3 months, I had about 325 views. And then for whatever reason right here, after like 100 and some days, and then it just all of a sudden took off. And look at my views go up, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 views, 200,000 views, 400,000 views. This one seems really erratic. Here I'm up to 500,000 views after about a year, which is weird because it sat here for a long time with hardly months and months and months and hardly had any views. And here I am at the end with 554,000 views on the Jersey cow streaming milk. This is actually my number one video, but if you watch it, it's only 30 seconds long, and it was demonetized for a long time, and not really making a lot of money, but I'm making a lot of views, which is weird. Sometimes you make more money than views, sometimes it's vice versa. Okay, so it took me a while to figure out how to do this, but I actually sorted all my videos by and shows just the videos with less than 100 views, which is kind of interesting. You can see the views column here, and I have quite a few videos that I've made a long time ago that have virtually hardly any views. I have my game cam footage, the truck broke down again, the first walk on a leash and collar, time lapse, stacking straw, quick and easy oil change. It's all non-related to snakes or cows. There's kind of random stuff that I threw in there. Heyday, the Denver Aquarium. The Denver Aquarium with 66 views. That kind of surprised me that one actually didn't get more views. You know, the Heyday. You have to kind of look at these and really, I think a lot of these, it's off topic. It doesn't really relate to cattle or some of them do relate to cattle, but I kind of switched over to mostly snakes, and they don't really have a lot of views, which is really interesting. Even this one, my snake room, it's not really good content, so people aren't really looking at it. These don't have good thumbnails. That's another thing. If people are searching, they see something without a good thumbnail. As a matter of fact, I only had 22 views on my puddle duty. That's pretty incredible. I thought I had more than that. That was actually published on May 5th, 2018. So that's been sitting out there for almost a whole year with only 22 views. So you'll find some stuff like this, a lot of your videos that just kind of sit there and don't do anything. And you can actually, even some of these have pretty good thumbnails, I think, and, pretty good titles, but they're not really related to the content of my channel that I kind of focused on. You can kind of get some ideas. And sometimes it's just kind of, you really don't know why some of these videos haven't really taken off, but all of a sudden they actually can. If you drive a lot of traffic, people start digging back in your channel, and then they start highlighting some of these. Maybe they share them on Facebook, and they'll really take off. So I definitely wouldn't get too discouraged if you're seeing some of your videos that just sit there with no views. Okay, so there you have it. When starting and building your YouTube channel, make sure you ignore those views. Don't let them drag you down. Also ignore the comments. Ignore anything else that'll slow you down or bog you down. Focus on the stuff that's really important, the daily videos and the content. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned something, and I will see you in the next video.